Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and let me show you a cool little project that I was working on today. Check this out. This gray, now it's far from being done. Still got a lot of work to do on it, but I thought I'd show you where I'm at so far. Now, this was totally made with these Hurst molds, and if you're not familiar with Hurst molds, we've done several videos about using Hurst molds. Hurst Arts molds, they make these silicone molds, something like this, and then you get some sort of plaster, you mix it up with water, you pour it in there, and now I use Merlin's Magic, but you can use, a lot of different stuff, and you let it set in there, just depending on what sort of stuff you use. Then maybe it takes 30 minutes or so to set up, to harden, and then you pop them all out of there, and wham bam, you can glue your pieces together. You get pieces, similar to these sort of individual pieces. This is 3 blocks here. That's even comes like that. Or, little individual blocks of different sizes. And then you can build stuff with it. Isn't that cool? So in this age of like 3D printers, this is a very hands-on sort of process where you mix the powder and pour it in and, pop out the pieces and glue them all together. So there's a cool little process to it. I'm going to show you a little bit how I glued some of these sets together. But, we have several scenarios that use this sort of 6-room setup, where you have like an entry and then you go room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going through like that. We have several scenarios that use this sort of setup, so I wanted to have a more permanent little piece that I could use when I wanted to do those scenarios. So let me show you a little bit about how I put these together. So here is a view of just the piece as it's being built. So you see there the chipboard on the base there, the cardboard that I built it on, just to make it a little bit sturdier, just so when I'm shifting it around, really the glue and the blocks create the structural integrity. The cardboard is really just there for the building process to make sure I have something to kind of place everything on, and it helps kind of keep it in place. Now, I'm putting these on fairly quickly because I'm not overly concerned at this point, because I use this basically a PVA or a wood glue. It gives me plenty of time to shift things around. So there we go. There we go. Check that out. That's looking pretty cool. Now, I wasn't really sure how tall I wanted to make the walls. I might just leave them that level. Because we do so much, so many videos that we use the table on, it almost makes more sense to keep the walls very low, because sometimes we have a hard time, shooting down from above if we have the walls very high. So let me know what you guys think. I think I'll probably just leave them pretty short. Hey, really quick, one thing before we get too much further. Cut back here. Boys and girls, don't forget that we're going to do a giveaway during our live video this Thursday. On Thursday evening, we do a live video starting at 8 o'clock Central Time. Bessie and I do. And we're going to give away one of these sets. It's a cool little box that you could use to keep your cards or your dice or however you choose to live your life. We're not going to judge you. So it's just a cool little MDF box. It's got cool lettering and cool skulls on it. Very, very cool. I actually did another video about the mystery box because I didn't really know what it was when it arrived. So I kind of played with it a little bit to try and figure out what it was. A very cool little box from Atomic Laser Cut Designs. Atomic Laser Cut Designs. Very cool little box. They do a lot of cool MDF buildings and dice towers and stuff like that. You ought to go check them out. So we're going to give those away. We'll give one of them away this Thursday during our live video. If you want to get entered in the drawing, then you got to go back to last Sunday's live game and put a comment on that video that includes the word Fritz. If you don't know why, you can, watch the video and then you'll know why. So Doesn't really matter what your comment is. Just keep it clean. This is a family channel, after all, boys and girls. But include the word Fritz in your comment, and that'll get you entered into the drawing. Now let's get back to this fun stuff here. Of course, now this is not the final product here that you see here. This is just the raw blocks, the color that they have. So we're going to paint this up, give it some wash, give it some dry brushing, stuff like that to make it look a little bit nice. Now these things are pretty cool. This is basically a silicone brush. Let me show you what it is here. It's this sort of thing here. You see this? So it's got a little silicone tip on it. So it's not actually I would normally use a brush, but these things, these are pretty cool because, they're so easy to clean that I think they work better than a brush. They tend to be a little more durable, and they're just so easy to clean up because everything just wipes right off of them, and it's no problem at all. So these little things are really nice for like catching those little bits of glue and things like that. I love these little things. Are you guys using those? Back to the video here. So that one's pretty much done. So let's take a look at some of the other ones that I put together already. So there's one, and there's another one there, and there's another one. So we have 6 of these pieces that we're going to be using. They look pretty cool. I like the way they're looking. I'm looking forward to getting these painted up. So there's the entryway, and then it moves into the next room, and so on and so on. So you can see if you look, not too close, but you can kind of see some air bubbles in some of those pieces. I think if anything, it just adds to the character of the pieces, and I don't really consider the defects to be a problem. Overall, I think it works pretty good anyway, for that sort of stuff. So this is basically the finished pieces here, the 6 pieces that we're going to use. And when I sit down and make Hurst molds, I normally lay out whatever piece that I need for that project. I'll do that piece, but then I have, I don't know, I'll say less than a dozen of these molds, and then I'll pick out some that I frequently use or some that I think I'll be using soon, and I'll lay those out as well. So I'll normally do, when I do one mold, I'll normally do 5 or 6 molds at the same time, and then the blocks that I'm not going to use, I'll just put those away for a rainy day when I get an urge to do a project. And then once I do that and I get started on that new project, I already have a head start on it, and I can start building, and then I get a better sense of what I actually need to get it done, if that makes any sense. So let me know what you think about the little dungeon. Let me know what you think about the Hurst molds. I'm going to put a link below if you're interested in learning more about how we do the Hurst molds. There'll be a link down below to check that out. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit the bell. Be sure to be a subscriber to our little channel, and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.